G'day, it's Brak here, and yes, you haven't seen me for a little while, haven't been recording, because unfortunately, I've been not well. But I am on the mend, I am getting better, and there'll be videos coming soon, but just not at the fast rate as they have been in the past. Still got a few little issues to it, but you don't need to know about that. What we're going to talk about today and I'll show you is the Gearguts releases for ORKTOBER. Now, it's that time of the month where I usually go through and check out all the Gearguts stuff, so let's go and have a look at these fine models right now. Okay, first up we have the Armoured Dark Boss. Dark Bruisers, often shunned by the rest of the greenskins for their strange ways, will still over time develop a social structure akin to the rest of the Bruisers, with a boss at the top of the command structure. These bosses rule with an iron fist, sometimes literally, and will enforce order on the battlefield. Good looking beastie, isn't he? Yeah, no, I'm liking this. Just look at those little horns at the front. And he's got a claw and a big choppy type thing. Yeah, he's not bad. Oh, a armoured dark boss. Breacher Bruisers B. Bit of alliteration there, isn't there? While the vast majority of bruisers charge across the battlefield without too much concern for the damage their durable bodies take, some will instead, after much internal struggles and headaches, learn that if you have a bit of extra armour, you're more likely to make it to combat. These bruisers have strapped crude shields to their arms, give them an extra edge to get into combat. Yeah, I'm liking these. I'm liking these a lot. They ripped off some doors from various places. Yeah, they're really good. And there's some choppers and some... Yeah, they're nice. Very nice indeed. Bruiser Bikers C. With heavy engines revving, the Bruiser Bikers roar across the battlefield, their crude assault weapons firing out ridiculous amount of firepower before smashing into brutal melee combat. I love these bikes. I love these bikes. Those big fat wheels, nice armoured, and their faces, not grids. Yeah, look, these bruisers, they know they're going to have a good time doing a bit of crumping. Gun strapped to the back. I think I needed to get myself some bikes. Bruiser Boss on Bike C. Okay, we've seen the bikers. Now here's their boss. Bruiser Bosses will over time claim for themselves the best pieces of gear available to the bruisers. Some will focus those parts into weapons of destruction, while others will instead have excess armour built. The select few, however, will fulfill that need for speed. Mounted on an aggressive bike, these bosses are ready to speed across battlefields, crushing anything with their crude weapons that comes within reach. Bruiser Guard Assault Gunners B. While most bruisers would be charging headlong into battle, the Bruiser Guard troopers wait patiently for orders from their commanders before putting down withering amounts of ranged firepower. Yep, I'm liking these. A groovy looking gun. I do like the little hat, and the leg guards look quite interesting. So we're seeing a lot of those leg guards on there. It'd be great to get some paint on, but I'm really liking that plain shoulder pad there, so you can get your clan colours on there. We'll probably do a little bit of freehand. Dogasaurs Bombs A. Leaping and bounding forward, teeth gnashing without a thought going on behind their beady eyes, these Dogasaurs will charge forward straight into the enemy line, their rocket packs going critical at close range to explode and cause as much damage as possible to the foe. These would make really great for busting tanks, wouldn't they? I do like the Dogasaur range. Loving the grins and those tongues poking out. You just know that hilarity is going to happen. Dogasaur Bombs A. These are great. Dogasaur Mounts A. No, Brak, stop having naughty, wicked thoughts. These Dogasaurs have somehow lost their riders, leaving them wild and untamed, quickly returning to their feral states until a new rider will beat them into submissions. This kit is designed for conversion in mind, letting you add new riders from other ranges onto Dogasaurs' backs. Oh, I like that. A bit of a mix and match type thing. You can. They're nice, they're big, they're great. Loving the grins, and I do like the overall look of these Dogasaurs. And the fact that you can add other things to them will be good. It just gives you more scope there. So it'll make your army a little bit more unique. And here he is, Gearguts' Da Boss Mark III. And I've been working on that, as you know, and it's almost finished, which there'll be a video about that soon. As Bruiser bosses age, they grow in strength and size with no upward limits. They will eventually become absolute hulking monsters, easily capable of crushing and flipping tanks with relative ease. Gearguts Mark III is no exception to this, having upgraded his armour and weapons with the best bits the Bruisers have collected. He is ready to lead his lesser kin on greatest conquests known to their kind. Now, this model has been absolute fantastic to paint. It is just a beautiful, beautiful model, and I love it to bits, but I will talk about that in more detail when I actually will have the finished product. Painted, of course, and that's going to be coming up in the next couple of days. The GoblinBiker Boss, eh? Oh, I'm loving this. I'm really loving this. When the goblins go to war, it's often with only a vague notion of efficiency. The landscape will be flooded with diminutive vehicles of all shapes and sizes, crewed by the most madcap and daring goblin kind. Their leaders are often seen dressed in slightly better war gear and will command their comrades from well-defended positions or from the back line. Only exception to this, of course, is the notorious biker bosses, where goblins gain a glimmer of aggression and ride out with considerably more daring than you expect from a species with such a limited lifespan. I like this nice little floating contraption. There's a goblin, there's the commander up the top there. He's got a claw of sorts, and I do believe that this bike, for the want of a better term, is being piloted by another lesser goblin. This is fun as. I need to get this one for my goblin army, which I've put on hold. Jet F. Oh, great, a new plane. Jets are actually quite good at the moment in this meta. There's a couple of lists out there doing quite well with lots of jets that do lots and lots of fire out lots and lots of dakka. So yeah, why not get yourself one of these? Roaring across the sky, the Bruiser jets are built for speed and aggression. Landing is often an afterthought in the design process, as most will simply crash their planes once the fuel is low and just have a new one rebuilt from the wreckage. The Jet F comes equipped with banks of bombs ready to drop on unexpected foes as it soars overhead, its deadly cargo primed for soft targets. Loving the propeller. I like the sleek design, and I think you can probably mix and match this whatever type of jet you like. But yeah, it's got bombs. Great. Oh, another jet. Jet G. Oh, he's an interesting looking beast, isn't he? Lumbering through the sky with the grace of a brick, the Jet G is the embodiment of the Bruiser's existence. Heavy, slow, and absolutely covered in weapons, this jet is aimed ready to go to do bombing runs and lay waste to anything in its path. Wow, look at all those bombs, all those shooters, lots of different weapons there. Oh, what a beast indeed. I do like that little ball shooting thing at the front. That's really quite nice, interesting design. Yeah, he's fantastic. I really, really like him. Oh, large bruiser Ruin B. Oh, excellent. Excellent. So I'd like to see Gearguts is now doing terrain, and yeah, and I do believe these are all in line to fit in most of the games and competitive games too. So yeah, this is really good. Large bruiser Ruin B. Only the largest structures will remain standing once the bruisers are mobilized to war once more. This 3-story structure is a prime example of this. Still solid even though it suffered considerable damage from the wear and tear of existence near the green skins. Nice little piece of terrain. Okay, looted tank F. Funky looking crazy little beast. Look at this big. Ooh. Okay, nice big tank. Lots of opportunity to put paint or even bits in for extra goblins and extra weapons. There's lots of extra weapons these days from previous months. Yeah. Once a battle is done, bruisers will go to extreme lengths to get every bit of scrap back up and running in fighting strength. This normally results in a series of ramshackle tanks that have been rebuilt to assist the bruisers in future conquests. The looted tank F is a prime example of this, crude, solid, and somehow having massive wheels far beyond its frame. It still rolls forward to keep up with the rest of the carnage. Yeah, I'm liking him. I'm liking him a lot. Okay, medium bruiser Ruin A. The ruined cities the bruisers often occupied are rarely reduced to flattened wastelands, although that can happen, and instead will be dotted with increasingly large ruins as you travel further within. These medium ruins represent those pieces of terrain that would dot the landscape, blocking line of sight, enabling troops to advance into cover. Yes, they look really, really good. Yeah, I'm really enjoying these. Mechanics B. When the bruisers go to war, their various vehicles are in need of perpetual maintenance. While the mechanic bosses are more than capable of keeping their own special projects running, the bruisers will often call on an army of lesser mechanics to keep the day-to-day operation of the entire force operational. These bruisers will often then construct strange weapons of eldritch might capable of spitting out death at a distance of those who dare damage their vehicles. You know, these are really, really good. These are great. You can put these with your looters, your burners. These could make good proxies for spanners, and you've got a wide variety of weapons there. So look like it's a flamer, something custom, energy blast. Great work from Gearguts there in assuring that we can actually use some of the things that we've already used to make things playable in the 9th edition. A wise philosopher said, naughty, naughty, very naughty. Ah, no, you know, I wonder if I was talking about this. I actually wanted to get this from Gearguts Mekshop. You never know. He is a wise philosopher. The Naughts, massive constructs capable of flipping and destroying lesser vehicles without issue, are often seen leading the charge across the battlefield, their heavy armoured feet tearing up the landscape as its cannons blast into the foes. These huge machines are lords of war, capable of dominating a battlefield if they are not met with a true challenge. I've liked the Gearguts Naughts range in the past, and this one is of no exception. Oh wow, there's a lot going on here. Get your paint on. I'm liking that big cannons and lots of shooters up the top there as well, and massive claw. I do like the skull motif on the knee pads. I do like these rockets there as well, so they make for a great north there. These give you some protective force field of sorts. He's a massive beast, massive indeed. Primal Bruiser Boss A. The Primal Bruisers are a hearty lot. Their existence defined by the perpetual hunt. Their bosses will have been victors of countless battles, making a name for themselves by deed and action, and will be seen wearing trophies of past victories. In game terms, the Primal Bruiser boss is to represent the beast boss and should be mounted on a 50mm base. He's quite nice. Yes, he's got an interesting looking claw there. Looks like it's ripped from one of those mechanized Dogasaurs. Beast hide on the back, and that's a nasty looking chopper he's got there. Lots and lots of detail on this one there. It's nice. We interrupt through the service to find out whether you're enjoying watching this video or not. If you are and would like to help me make videos in the long run, there are 3 ways that you can do it. There's Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, and affiliate links. I have 2 affiliate links, one for Gearguts Mekshop and one for OTP Terrain. So check out those 4 links below in the description to find out how you can best help me make videos for you. Back to regular viewing. Oh, here's a Primal Bruiser Boss on a Dogasaur. It's the second one. That's why it's called the Primal Bruiser Boss on Dogasaur B. Now, while most Dogasaurs remained relatively small compared to their Bruiser masters, there is in fact no true size limit that these creatures can grow to, given enough combat and grub. Primal bosses will seek out an overgrown monster, and after a bit of brutal combat, resulting in the boss losing a limb or 2, will claim the beast as a mount. Combine the Dogasaur, the boss are more than a match for almost any foe, and many have fallen to the snapping bite of the Dogasaur or the cruel blades of its master. It looks like they've both lost limbs in this battle, haven't they? So, yeah, the boss is a bit worse for wear, but also the poor little Dogasaur, he seems to have lost that leg there as well. But at least they replaced it, so he's not hopping mad. Sorry, not sorry. Oh, Primal Bruiser truck. Oh, excellent. Oh, what an interesting looking proxy for a truck. When the Primal Bruisers go to war, it's often mounted in various transports, crew war sleds, or even more crew trucks. These bruisers will stick to the old ways, using beasts of burden to transport their troops to battle, and of course drag the plunder back to camp. The Primal Bruiser truck is a prime example of this, an oversized Dogasaur used to drag a crude half truck behind it, letting a group of bruisers mount up and being transported to battle. And I like him. And we've got a guy there with a very big shooter to represent the shooter that you see on trucks. So, as I've said, I do like his organic Dogasaurs. I love their big teeth and their grin, and I just love the shape. And I do like the sled at the back. I just really think this is unique and interesting. I think that'll make it good for if you want to go for these Primal Bruisers or these Beast Snaggers. If you want to use them as oh, another Primal Bruiser veteran on Dogasaur B. Okay. Ooh, look at that big, massive chop at the front. Those, you could do some damage with those shoulder pads, couldn't you? Dogasaurs are very dangerous in their smaller form, but with enough food and training, they can be grown to be truly fearsome war mounts. The veterans, at great risk of their own well-being, have trained these beasts to shocking effect. The Dogasaurs have much zeal for battle as many a bruiser, and always deliver the veteran riders where fighting is the most condensed. Love the design, and I really love that sword. Oh man, he's a good one. The small bruiser of Ruin A, but bruisers, though very similar to a destructive force of nature, will still over time settle down. These small camps quickly evolve into armed fortresses as the bruisers rebuild every ruin and wreck into a defensible position. However, with the warlike nature of the bruisers, often these fortresses cities are temporary, as war will eventually break out, returning the armoured city to little more than ruins. And yeah, here he is, the nice little piece of ruin there. I'm not quite sure what I can say about this, but I really do like it. It's a nice design. I think if you'd buy them all as a set piece, that'd be really, really good. For people who really want cheap terrain really quickly, then this is the way to do it. Tinbot Goblin Gunners A. When the Tinbots go to war, they are followed by an seemingly endless swarm of Tinbot Goblins. These diminutive bots are there to clear minefields, act as cannon fodder, and to strip every bit of loot off those that fall into battle. In game terms, the Tinbot Goblins are to run as grots and should be mounted on 25mm bases. I do like this. I don't mind the Tinbot mechanized type bruisers and goblins, and yeah, they're cute little additions. I could probably get myself a couple of these. I like the one up the back with the elongated neck. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, little guns and sort of goblin-esque metal face as well. Fun, loads of fun. The Tinbot machines built in the Bruiser's large image march across the battlefield with brutal efficiency that can only be done with the crude interpretation of life. The mechanics, built from both metal and bone, march forward alongside them, keeping the rest of the force running and using even more advanced weapons to devastating effects. Oh look, he's a nice looking mech, isn't he? More metal than flesh, but we can't hold that against him, can he? Yeah, look, I do like the little cog at the front there, and I do like the addition of a little oiler goblin. Interesting looking gun there, an energy weapon of sorts, and it's probably a nasty looking claw he's got there as well. Tinbot Mechanic B. Keep the Tinbot force ever moving forward. A range of mechanics are utilised. These masters of engineering have been programmed to mimic their eccentric fleshy counterparts and will often experiment on their own mechanical bodies, adding all sorts of custom tech, ranging from force field generators to weapons that launch eldritch energy at distance foes. That's a massive, massive axe there, isn't it? Yeah, I don't mind this one. Vehicle Claws Bits A. Wanting to add some extra melee options to various vehicles? This kit includes both grasping claws and crude wrecking balls to enable those trucks and dagger weapons have a bit of extra damage once the foe is in range. Oh, I like these. Yeah, these would be great for any of your trucks and your wagons, wouldn't they? Got a bit of extra bits on there. Oh wow! So we've got 2 snapping claws and a very large ball on chain. Yeah, no, yeah, really good. Really, really good. They've got some great potential here. Some great potential indeed. Okay, so what did you think about those models? Now, I just realised I haven't shown you where you can get this stuff. So let's go and check out the websites where you can actually get some of these fine models. Now, there are 3 places across this vast globe that we live in where you can get the Gearguts stuff. And the first one is the Gearguts Mekshop.com. And this is the site there, so you want to have a look up through there. Now you can also get SEL files from here as well, and so go there. So probably the Canadian, North American, if you're in that region, that's probably the best place to go for them. Currently 20% off until the end of October. So yeah, check them out and see if there's some other things we've seen already, haven't we? So go and check out that. Now the other place to go, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, in Australia, like I am, you can always go to the OTP Terrain and Miniatures, and this is in their collections, Gearguts new releases. There'll be links below. And yeah, so go and check that out. They've got a few at the moment. Now, if you saw something you liked and they don't have it, then just flick them an email and ask about it, and I'm sure they'll get back to you quick, smart, and yeah, Bob's your uncle, so they speak. So this is OTP Terrain and Miniatures. This is where I go, and they also have a 20% discount off, and you can use the DACA, but you have to spend 50 Australian dollars or more, which really isn't a lot, and yeah, so that's pretty good. So go and check them out. The third place is in Europe. It's the UK site, fullycycled.com, and collections, Gearguts, and so the Ork stuff. So 3 weeks order dispatch, 20% off Gearguts for October as well. So you've got a couple of days to go. I'm recording this on the 26th in Australia, so that's about 5 more days of shopping to get in. So yeah, go and check it out. That's where you can get all this stuff. Okay, yeah, I'm back again. So there you go. That's what Gearguts releases for October, so go and check them out. They're really good. Remember, I am an affiliate to both Gearguts and OTP Terrain, so if you want to get something, go via my link down the bottom. Now, you won't get any extra this month, but it will let them know that you came via me, and I'll get a little reward for that. So that'd be really nice. You'll help the channel, and you can help yourself to some really great models. So I'm going to throttle off now. Now remember, if you're going crumping, you got to bash early and bash often. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. Do all the algorithmic things. And if you would like to help me out financially, there's always Buy Me a Coffee and Patreon. The links are in the description. Okay, time to toddle off. So remember, if you're going crumping, you've got to bash early and bash often.